think developing the ethical leadership capacity of students, of teachers, of school leaders is about having those difficult conversations about the complexities of the context that we work within. This can lead to sort of productive ways of thinking that help us to rethink the way that we do things. It seems a bit counterintuitive to say that if you let students whinge and complain about all the things that they find infuriating and depressing and disappointing and a whole lot of other adjectives about school, it seems counterintuitive to say that that is actually productive. That would seem to be something that is destructive or undermining of school or teachers or classrooms, those environments. But I think that that is that first step, the stripping down to the raw elements emotionally of the rage, the fundamental things that make us who we are, affectively, with an A, and seeing that there is a problem here in the way that we are defining and thinking and working in schools. And when we come from those experiences and from those unique standpoints, then we can become to investigate this problem. So I found that when students take on that, when they see a problem, they begin investigating it with their peers, they begin doing some research, then they start to think a little bit differently. So for an example, when students have complained about teachers shouting too much and not respecting them enough, then they develop a sort of research proposal. They may go into a classroom as a researcher, not as a student. They go into that classroom to observe and take data about what's going on, interviewing students, interviewing the teacher after the lesson, and dialoguing with the teacher. And when they have those discussions, I think sometimes you begin to see the complexities of a problem that they might have thought from their standpoint was black and white. We have a bad teacher here and we have students who are frustrated. So they begin to see that they step into the shoes of a teacher and see some of the pressures that are going on for that teacher, whether it's the pressure of standardised testing, of maybe behaviour management issues, of other things going on in their personal lives, not necessarily that the teacher would share that, but they begin to see that this is not a simple thing of a binary opposition of bad teacher, frustrated students. They begin to see that there are multiple pressures, there are tensions, there are things that the students are feeling, there are things that the teacher are feeling, there are things that are happening in the school environment, in the school community, that it is a much bigger thing going on than they might have previously thought of this black and white problem. So I think that opens up that empathetic space where we can begin to collectively understand each other and reimagine together. And it moves away from becoming my problem to our collective pressures that we are all feeling. And so we move from those binaries, from the binaries of teacher-student to something new and thinking what we might do. So we see this hybrid space between teachers and students and the kind of intermingling and interdependence of what it means to be a student, what it means to be a teacher.